Hey, welcome to another. Oh, hi. Hey, welcome to another midweek conversation. Pastor Jarrett, Pastor Anthony here. You know what? We've upgraded the design behind us. We're going to get right into this. Anthony, I'm going to let you lead us off. What is this about? That was a great night of worship.
Yeah, it was awesome. I think this is the most attended night of worship that we've had. And we had about 25 guests that had never been to Castleton before, so that was awesome. But yeah, what you see behind us is our new stage design. Several of us stayed after service Sunday morning, after the morning service was completed, to put this set up. Most of it was built, but we still had to do some things, and that literally took up until like 2:45 on Sunday, and then our practice started at 3:30. So we have like some literally dead trees that I went and found, and I brought in. We spray painted them. They got Christmas lights on them. So this is going to be our winter, I guess, stage set for Castleton.
That is fantastic. I was no help, but the team that stayed after church to help, they were incredible. Here's the thing that I think we often overlook. It's just natural. It's human nature. You leave church, you go home, you get your lunch, you take a nap, maybe watch a ball game, you do some laundry or whatever. But you all working the whole time, and so I was here, I was seeing what was going on. And then, I think the thing that really hits me is, when you come into a night of worship, or you come into a Sunday morning worship for that matter, what you don't realize is you've done 2 or 3 of those before they ever walk in, because of the, I'm just going to say, standard that you set for the worship team. So why is the preparation so important before the actual worship night?
With the night of worship, we do 2 or 3 times, I guess, the amount of songs that we would normally do on a Sunday morning. So there's a lot more prep that goes into it. And with those songs, some of those songs are songs that we're introducing for the first time, which requires a little bit more rehearsal time to go through them. And night of worship is there's so many moving pieces for a night of worship that we want to make sure our songs sound good, everybody's playing the right notes. We also want to make sure that all of our transitions are smooth throughout the whole entire night. So we normally meet the month before and do a full rehearsal after church on a Sunday. That normally takes about 5 hours. And then in between that rehearsal and the day of, we're just prepping the stage, getting all the pieces ready. And then the day of night of worship, we have a practice at 3:30 up until the evening starts at 6. So yeah, like you said, by the time that they hear it on Sunday night, we've already done the song probably 3, 4, 5 times before then. So
at least,
yeah.
I would say this, when I mentioned, raising that standard, I know there's people that will watch or come to service or whatever and say, hey, I think I want to be a part of the worship team. I say that because there's a high standard to be on the team. It's not about, you can have talent and not have the right heart for it, or you can have a great heart for it and not be a good fit, or not. So there really is, we want God to mold that team, and I think that's what you're seeing through this, raising that standard, setting those standards of this is what's required, this is what's expected, and it's not for everybody, but it's for the right people.
Correct. I mean, I've seen our team change so drastically over the last year and a half, even in the last 6 months, and we have people wanting to join the team. I'm almost to the point where I'm kind of trying to puzzle piece together where I need people, because we have people coming up and saying, hey, I want to be part of the worship team. So we do set that standard so people who may want to be part of the team can say, that looks awesome, and I want to be a part of that, and that's where I want to serve here at Castleton.
If you're willing to hang off a ladder like Sarah Morgan did for 3 hours on Sunday, we'll always take those people.
She was up like literally 14 feet in the air, Sarah Morgan, and all the guys are down here on the floor like
handing her zip ties.
Good job.
It would have looked a lot different without Sarah Morgan, for sure. Not to discount what God's doing, because I would never, ever want to do that or get in the way of what God's wanting to do. But I think the standard, and you guys can weigh in on this if you want, started to go up, and, just a different experience when he started growing facial hair. I think that was a game changer, personally, but just one man's perspective, my opinion. Sometimes I'm wrong, but not often. But I want to move into the next thing. We have this Sunday. It's not flashy. It's not fun. But it's necessary and mandatory, if that's the word. Congregational meeting. What is a congregational meeting? Well, once a year, we invite the people that consider Castleton Christian Church their church home, which means when you got up that morning to get here, it wasn't like, where should we go today? You know where you're going. You come here. This is part of your church. we invite you to stay after church. We've modified this meeting in various forms through the years. We've had ministry leaders get up and talk. We've had pizza. We've done a lot of things to try to. It is what it is, and it's something we have to do. It's something that I think can be a good thing, and we try to get into it and get through it as smoothly as possible. But I'm going to tell you this year, we're not going to rush it. We rushed it last year just trying to get through it. And I think it does a disservice to those who are willing to stay. So I want to say this. Number one, there will be a ballot you'll find like on every other chair when you walk into the worship center. Don't vote yet. Don't vote earlier off, and don't mail it in. And we will not find bags of ballots in the back.
We see how that turned out, right?
I promise. I promise we will not find extra ballots when it's over. Here's what it is. We want to do a couple things. Number one, I want to begin, and I say begin because we're going to continue this theme through December, celebrate what God has done throughout the year. We do this every year in December in a church. We look back, God's faithfulness, certainly this year, more than recent years. So we want to do that. Number two, we want you to affirm the budget coming up in 2021 and our elders. And so, and I'll get into more of that on Sunday morning before we do this. So what we're going to do is when service is over, we're going to dismiss everyone that needs to be dismissed. If you have kids in the nursery, go get them. We have found studies show that the Holy Spirit leaves the nursery after about an hour. So go get your kids, bring them back in here, and we're going to have our meeting. I'm going to talk. I believe Gary Jacobs will get up and share the budget. I want to say this, because I've heard, there might be a question or two about the budget. If you have a question about the budget, that's the time to do it. Not over a pot pie, not over text message, not over DM, email. That's the time to do it. And I say that because it happens all the time. It's afterwards and someone wants to get somebody. Please ask it. That's part of the point of this meeting. And I want you to ask it because there may be someone else in the room who's thinking the same thing and they're not really sure how to do it. We're not financial advisors or anything like that. We're just trying to be transparent and say, boy, God has been faithful. Here's what we believe he's going to do in 2021. So I want to invite you to stay for that. What do I do with my kids? Put them on your lap if you want. It'll be fine. It'll be fun. And it doesn't last real long. It's not too bad.
It doesn't. And I think, honestly, it's one of the most important things that we can do as whether you're a member of Castleton or you call Castleton home, to be involved in that conversation. I know we've had people say, well, I didn't know this was being spent on this, or I didn't know we were planning on doing that. We can eliminate all of those problems or questions or confusion if you attend this meeting with us and just kind of look at what we're doing in 2021. So.
Well, and just like your house, sometimes we didn't know we were going to be spending money on certain things. Sometimes things pop up. Sometimes we have a fire alarm go off in the middle of service, so we got to figure out, spend some money on that. This is a big building. Things are very expensive. We have 14, 17 air conditioning units, furnaces, whatever. Lights go out, microphones go out. Things need to be purchased. Things happen, And we, as you know, everything we do is on the tithes and offerings of our people. And you guys have been very, very faithful. Through 2021, 2020 and 21, we've actually seen it continue to increase in many ways, and that's a testament to your obedience to God. As I say a lot, I think it's the most personal thing you do is write that tithe check or do it online or whatever. You're trusting God. You're trusting what we do. You're trusting the leaders, and you're trusting God with your resources, which is tough, especially this time of year.
Yeah, for sure. Especially when you're in a year where you don't know. What's going to happen the next day after that? What's going to happen next week?
It's all going to work out. Don't worry about it. It's all going to work out. Hey, so that's not as fun, but there is something a little more fun. And I know my kids are being part of it. It's the Well Christmas Party Sunday night. What's going on with that?
I thought about wearing my sweater again for this podcast, but decided probably best not to.
It doesn't go. It wouldn't go with the facial hair.
So we are having our annual student ministry Christmas party. It's happening this coming Sunday, December 13th, from 5 to 7 up in the youth room. Normally youth group is 6 to 7:30, but we kind of like to do this one a little earlier. I know last year we got 5 inches of snow while we were here. The party was at our house, and they got moved to here because our house is further away. So, but yeah, it'll be 5 to 7 here at the church. If you have a teen that is 6th grade through 12th grade, we totally want to see them. The thing we do encourage, though, is for your teen to bring a $10 or less gender-neutral gift for our gift exchange. We're going to be doing that. We also encourage the gift not to be homemade because that can get really awkward really quick. And then
like an oven mitt.
Yes, and then somebody gets offended and it just goes downhill from there. So we're also going to do a gingerbread building contest, so that's going to be cool. So it's our last meeting of the year. December 13th as we kind of celebrate and then get ready to go into 2021. So,
will you accept $10 in cash as a gender-neutral gift?
No.
Are you serious?
No.
I take cash if that's Visa gift cards, whatever. Apparently there's no more emails about me asking for gift cards. So
also, we will have a couple extra gifts in case somebody brings a guest or somebody forgets. We'll have some stockpiled ready to go.
So you can bring a friend to this
yes,
thing.
Yes. We encourage you to bring a friend. We're going to have food, snacks, all that kind of good stuff. So it's going to be a fun night.
He already knows it's going to be a fun night. I mean, when you got
awesome.
youth and Christmas stuff and gender-neutral gifts, I mean, how do you go wrong with that? And I don't think it's supposed to snow, but I do remember that last year.
Yeah,
I do remember
that's
that.
crazy.
Of course, that's what happens. So that'll be fun. The Well Christmas Party. You can go to Facebook. You have a Facebook page. What's the page?
Yeah, we have a Facebook page. If you just search The Well, if you go to castletonchristian.org, we have a student ministry page. Or if you have any questions in regards to Castleton student ministry as a whole, you can email Melody, our student ministry coordinator, and you can do that at students@castletonchristian.org.
There you go.
And we're on Insta.
We don't know what that
Instagram.
is. Instagram.
At ccc_The Well.
Is that like Twitter? I'm just kidding. I'm on Instagram too. I'm crushing it. A couple things I want to hit on real quick. And one is our church email. I just sent it, I don't know, an hour ago. I don't know what it is. And thank you guys who open it as soon as it comes to your inbox. I love checking that stats, as we pointed out last week.
Kim Reeves opened it 142 times last week.
I think that's wrong. Jessica Robertson, Hibblers, you guys, I know you're looking forward to coming to your inbox. Hey, what we're trying to do is just get that information to you succinctly as possible. One thing that's really cool is to see you guys click on the links that are posted in there. That's why they're in there. We know where they're at. We want you to know where they're at. And one of the links that I see clicked on the most is our Spotify playlist for the worship set for that weekend, which is always encouraging to see y'all do that. And so make sure you look for that. I know, I use Gmail. Sometimes Gmail decides, hey, if you haven't opened this for a while, we're going to dump it into spam or promotion or whatever. So check that out. If you're not getting the email and you're like, man, I want to get in on that, info@castletonchristian.org. I've noticed since doing the email, there are 2, 3, 4, I don't know how they were, email people who I know must have asked to be on the email but are not receiving it. And I can't remember what it says. It says cleared or something, which basically means they tried, they couldn't get it to you. So if that's you, we'll figure it out. We're going to do something in January to try to make sure we have the right information from you. So the email going out, always check out our social media. And then this weekend, we're doing part 2 of our It's a Wonderful Life series. I won't ruin the movie for you. It's been out since 1946. So if you haven't seen it yet, you might want to move on that. But we're going to continue part 2. And this is where Mary's song, I mean, to think, this teenage girl whose life just gets flipped upside down. And I don't know about you, but I don't handle inconveniences well at all. And had a couple this morning and did not handle those well at all. And Mary here is singing a song to the Lord about her spirit and her soul, and it's very, very humbling. So this is week 2 for that. We're going to have another clip of George Bailey, and I will do my best not to talk through it this time like I did last time. I told you.
Are you going to commentate the clip again?
I told you I give commentary. So as I'm standing up there, thoughts are going through my head, and I'm like, you should say this. And I'm like, no, you shouldn't say this. So I just thought, I'm going to say it. And everybody looked at me like, you're ruining the movie.
I was back there in the booth just laughing. I was like, he just said he does it. And then he did it, of course.
It's a gift. It's a gift. I do that with baking shows, too. I can't make a thing, but Chopped and Cutthroat Kitchen, I just give my opinion and who I think could win, whatever, but nobody cares. So those are a couple things I want you to know about. That in that email, you're going to find this information. But so that is a way that we're trying to get in front of your eyeballs, right into your inbox. And so email, social media, those are ways that we're just, again, trying to keep this conversation going, like what we're trying to do right now.
Well, another good way is when you walk in the front entrance on Sunday mornings, there's a big TV monitor that has all of our announcements. They just scroll through. So if you stand there for at least 10 seconds, you'll see at least 3 announcements go by.
So this weekend when you come in, just awkwardly stand right in front of that TV, time yourself, and then move on.
They're also on these screens in the morning when you come in, so it's very hard to miss something.
If you'll stand right here for 10 seconds, time yourself, and just move on. We appreciate it. Awkwardness, we're for it. So finally, you took a sip of Dr. Pepper. I thought it was just a prop for a second.
It's too early for Dr. Pepper. Normally, I don't have one yet. I'm going to regret this here in a minute.
You'll be all right. What else? What else have we forgot here, overlooked, that we need to make sure we hit on for? I'll tell you one. Operation Christmas Child. It has never been easier to do Operation Christmas Child. I'm going to be honest with you. Typically, Operation Christmas Child, I think a week before kids go out shopping, and I've worked with children a long time. That's like herding cats. So God bless y'all who do that. You come in here after church, and then you have this big meal. I think it's chili. I don't remember. This big meal, and then you got to get all these gifts out. You got to fill boxes. You got to wrap boxes. I mean, by 4 in the afternoon, you're finally going home. You put all the tables down, the chairs down. You vacuumed the carpet. You did dishes. It's a day now. Mm-hmm. This could not be easier. You can do it in your pajamas. You can do it in your house, and you just do your deal, and you do the box. So I don't know what you're all waiting for. Operation Christmas Child, the link is on our website.
Well, I know that a lot of you are Amazon freaks. I mean, you're always on Amazon, you're buying stuff, getting stuff shipped to your house. And like I said, it's pretty much like that. Instead of coming together physically and doing it, it's like going on Amazon and putting stuff in a shopping cart, except you're putting stuff in a shoebox for a kid. So I know several of our youth kids have done it and have said it's super easy. So, I mean, have you seen our youth kids? If they can do it, then you can do it. What does that mean?
2 of them are mine. How many do we got? How many is our total? Just say it. What's our total? For the people in Ireland watching this right now.
Last time I checked, I think we were at like 29 or 30.
Oh, we could do better than that.
I can get if you keep talking, I'll get the exact number here in a second.
We could do better than that. Here's what I'm saying. Again, it could not be easier. I know it's not for everybody. I know everybody doesn't have $25. I mean, I get that, but think about it. Think about it. We're blessed. We got a lot of opportunity. We have a lot of things. And when you think about where these things are going, you're like, man, it really does tug at your heart. And then I think there's a dollar amount that you can have some kind of gospel presentation. And you're like, why would you not?
Like $6.
$6 to share the gospel. Hey, so I think it's just a great opportunity. It could not be easier this year.
So if you go to castletonchristian.org and you click on the outreach tab at the very top, you can get to this page. And then right now it says we have 27 of 50 shoeboxes built. Now we have a goal of 50 shoeboxes by December 24th. So that's 15 days left of this contest or whatever we're calling it.
Well, let me say this. Maybe this is our thing. This is our thing, okay? Because you were saying recently at like 9:58, it feels like nobody's here. And we told you all to come a little later because, this thing. But maybe that's what we are. Maybe we're like last second people that we wait till the last minute and then we just show up, be like, boom.
Yep.
Like it's a wonderful life. Just like that. Maybe that's what we're doing. Perhaps, what do we need? 23? 23? We need about half.
I almost failed at math, so I wouldn't ask me how many we have left.
Pastors don't typically do math. Speaking of Christmas Eve, we have 2 services, 4 and 6 o'clock. We know that there is always a concern for space and distance and all that, and hey, whatever. But we're going to worship Jesus. So we're going to invite you at 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock or both to come here, and it's going to be a really cool. It's always a cool night, but man. I want to encourage you to make sure you don't have to tell us what service you're coming to, but 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock. My gut feeling is 4 o'clock will be lighter. So if that's your thing, 4 o'clock will be lighter. And I want to challenge you to invite someone to Christmas Eve. If there was ever a time where people needed to hear some hope and good news, I think we're in it. I think we're in that time right now.
Yeah, it's.
Are you going to do Christmas songs at Christmas Eve?
Yes.
The word on the street is he doesn't like Christmas songs, so we'll work on that.
I do. I love Christmas songs. Playing them physically with a guitar, they're hard. There's key changes and so many notes and different things going on.
Millennials don't like to do hard things.
But yes, 2 services on Christmas Eve here at Castleton, 4 and 6 p.m. We encourage you to come to the one that works best for you, whether you have family stuff going on or not. We would love to have you here Christmas Eve at Castleton.
If you got family stuff going on, just walk out. They'll be like, hey, I'm going to be right back. And then 45, 50 minutes later, just drive back in the driveway. That's a great strategy. Anything else? I feel like we're rambling at this point. So
no, I don't think so.
All right. Well, appreciate you all listening, watching, whatever you're doing. Leave a comment if you want. Again, if you're not getting any of those things, you have a question, or if you have a better name for this podcast than Midweek Conversation, info@castletonchristian.org. I'm going to finish my coffee. He's going to finish his Dr. Pepper. We'll talk to you all in a little bit.